I'm such a Luddite. I'm such a Luddite. Did you ever look up the word Luddite?
Oh, have I?
It was like some kind of a it was some kind of like a bunch of people who just resisted. I think it was the Industrial Revolution or something. They resisted. And that is what and they couldn't learn how to figure out looms or, like machinery. So basically they struggled behind. I hate these kind of incremental changes that you have to make with your phone when you get updates. Like whenever I see that update thing on my phone, I just freak out. I lose my mind because I know all of the different swiping is going to change, swiping and pressing and push notification, etc. And of course, I'm not good at any of that to begin with. So now I have to relearn everything. And basically, stuff doesn't work for me. Like remotes don't work for me. I'm not kidding you. I press the button for the TV. TVs are impossible. I press the button for the TV. I press it twice. I press it 3 times. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. I hand the remote to my husband, Arnold. He presses it once and it works. So it's basically, I have some kind of, I don't know what, like past participles of participles, of Luddites running through my system that can sense the resistance and sense the hatred for it, I used to love a Trinitron, a Sony Trinitron. People are logging off in droves right now. They're going, Trinitron, what the fuck? Right, but I did love a Sony Trinitron. I have had them since. Anyway, and so I got this white Sony Trinitron from my bedroom in Bridgehampton. And I'm literally talking about like the 1990s, okay? And that thing was in my bedroom on a shelf in the corner. And it was big, but it was sort of on a shelf. And I had that television for, I'm not kidding, like we renovated my house and I kept that thing, right? Because I just thought, how chic, a white Trinitron, not a black one, a white Trinitron. It was very chic and I still have it, like I kept it. Anyway, so I had it for, I don't know how long, 30 years or something, for the longest time. And finally, and it was so great because you pressed a button, it went on. You pressed a button, the channel changed. You pressed a button, it got louder. I'm not kidding. It was so simple, right? It was really hilarious. The remote that was set to it like 40 years ago, like the graphics were still the old graphics. Like if you went, like info, the old like sort of Golden Girls graphic would come up. I swear to God, it was like living in the 90s, forever having this Trinitron, which was not so bad. Well, of course it is sitting in the garage and I'm waiting. I feel like I have to donate it to some fabulous design museum because it's so beautiful. And it still works. If somebody would just plug a cable into it, it would work. Anyway, I finally felt compelled to move on. Because if you keep something for too long, then you're ridiculous. It's not about size, darling. It's about like the propriety in the room. Like if your TV's too big, at least from the school I come from, like if your TV's too big in your room, you just look like a fool, But I have to tell you, I got over that when I redid this apartment, in case you didn't notice. Like every TV in this apartment is literally dominant in the room, right? Because I don't care anymore. I don't care what people think of me, If I watch a streamed moment, I do that with Arnold because I can't figure out how to do that. Are you kidding me? And by the way, I don't have like Apple television in my bedroom. I only have it like in the den and at the beach in the den, right? But in my bedroom, if I had to figure that out, I would die. I don't know how to do it, right? So I have to do that kind of stuff with Arnold. I watch DVR'd episodes of Jeopardy. That's what I watch. I watch mad amounts of the Food Network, except when it's like diners, drive-ins, and dives for 2 days in a row, because I don't care about bacon grease in every single thing that I eat, right? So I don't really watch a lot of TV. I watch the occasional episode of like The Housewives in my bedroom. But mostly it's like, Chopped or The Golden Girls or like something like easy to like put me to sleep. Television in one's bedroom, at least for me, for my generation, is like company, so that when you're not sleeping, which is usually, there's something buzzing in the background going, oh yeah, everything's cool. The world is not coming to an end. It's fine. It's still like, 1989 and B. Arthur is still living with Rue McClanahan and Betty White, Yeah. By the way, that's technology to me. Television sets, mostly. And computers to some extent. You know, I'll tell you what, I don't like to use my computers for anything but like, especially, you know, I have two computers. I have one for basically just to write stuff on, and it barely has, and it's, you know, like a sort of a web presence. Like I can get online with it and I can do a little email on it, but the email address is a complete secret. No one has it except me. I email myself notes to that, you know, to that email address. And sometimes I email my assistant Luke from that address. That's it. And then the other one is kind of open season, like for all cookies and sort of porn and, you know, whatever else comes through. But can I tell you what you get more cookies from than porn? Drag queens. If you like look at if you like let the drag queen thing take you from one thing to another, you end up with trillions of cookies.
Go down the drag queen rabbit
yes.
hole.
If you go down the like sort of, you know, Raja and Katya and Kitty Trixie Mattel rabbit hole, you get cookies, honey. A lot of cookies. I don't know. They associate with all kinds of crazy people that have cookies. It would be very interesting to see what those drag queens were up to on off hours. Yeah. On social media, which for me is really just Instagram, because, Instagram, right? I like Instagram and I hate Instagram. It's sort of like, I remember when I used to brush Harry's teeth, when I had to brush my dog's teeth. It was like a liver-flavored toothpaste. Right, so he would be very kind of attracted to like, ooh, liver, you know, and then I'd have to do the teeth, and he'd go, oh no, oh no, and then he kind of wanted it because, oh no, you know, it was like it was a real bait and switch, you know, right? That's what Instagram is like to me. It's like liver flavored toothpaste. If I'm a dog, right? It's like I really want, and then I hit, and then I right? It's not even like you don't even have that 1 second between love and hate. Love and hate become exactly the same emotion. Like and hate become the same emotion. Like and hate are the same things. But the bait piece is like colorful pictures and fun people and, you know, just, I don't know, swiping is fun. Swiping is kind of fun. Swiping, darling. Swipey. I don't know. It's just like a fun thing. And then, like, the hatred comes from, like, wait, that bitch doesn't follow me? Excuse me? Yeah. Except I've noticed that with, like, young people, they don't like any kind of connection at all. Like, they don't like pictures. They don't want it known that they're following you, right? Yeah. So the minute you follow them back, they unfollow you. It's weird. It's very strange. It's a whole new breed of, you know, sort of like WALL-E. Remember that movie WALL-E where everybody's floating on a pod looking at a screen? Yeah, they don't do anything. Their hands are by their sides. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm not kidding. Very, very, very passive. To a passive-aggressive point. Seriously. Yeah. They don't want to be followed back, and they don't like things. This new generation of Instagrammers, right? The person I don't want to be is my mother or father going, you kids don't know what the hell, blah, blah, blah. If you only knew what, you know, swing music was. If you only knew, like, you know, who? Harry James. If you only knew Harry James, blah, blah, right? Well, yeah. The other thing that is kind of like switcheroo about Instagram is sometimes you really do have to read, like, what is written under the picture, because you can get into a lot of trouble. Yeah. Like, for instance, the other day, there was a beautiful picture of Sean Killinger, my wonderful sort of co-host at QVC, co-conspirator at QVC, Shawnee Sue, exactly. Well, it was this picture of her with no makeup, looking kind of very vulnerable, and it was lit beautifully. She literally looked like a silent movie star. And I was like, oh my God, you look 14 with no makeup, exclamation point. That was what I commented, right? And then a day later I went back and there were all these like hate comments like, you piece of shit, you are so shallow, blah, blah, hundreds. And then I read the post and it was like, just took my 4-year-old daughter to the emergency room. Thank God she's, and I was like, oh shit. Like, and I'm writing, yeah, you look great with no makeup, congratulations, right? But maybe I should ask her that question. Yes. Sean, why are you posting things about your 4-year-old daughter? But I don't know. I think people like the idea of sharing these very, very searing moments, you know? I don't even share those moments with my shrink. Here's the thing about being certain about anything now. You can't be certain about anything now, right? Because it used to be like, if you saw someone suffering or if you saw someone, you know, celebrating, you could say like, oh, I feel so bad for you, or congratulations. But now it's like a weird thing. People post things about other people who died who they don't even know. So it's like, what are you supposed to say about that? Like, I feel really bad for you that, that Doris Day died, even though you didn't even know Doris Day. It's like, well, everyone feels a little bad about Doris Day, right? Just a little bad, even though you thought that bitch lived to 100 fucking years old. She was the greatest singer, the greatest actress. She was blonde, okay? She worked with Rock Hudson and Tony Randall and all these incredibly cool people, James Cagney, etc., okay? That bitch had a really good life. Bless her. I don't understand what you're supposed to say on a post of like, R.I.P. Doris Day. Unless it's, unless it's Gladys Day, her daughter, and then you say, I feel really sorry for your loss. Yeah, exactly. Gladys Day. I'm not sure Doris has a daughter, but if she did, her name would be Gladys.